everyone, and I hope you're having a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. Obviously, for me, it is nighttime. It is currently 11:23 at night, and if you noticed, if you notice, there is a light difference here, because the light above me, that one, has only one light bulb working in it now, so I have to use the light over here on my desk. But I think I kind of like that one better than the light up there. What do you guys think? And there's something over in this area that is driving me crazy. I really hope this is dust or a bug. I really hope it's not a ghost, because all day today I've been hearing and seeing things, and I'm like, and nope. Wow, my eyes are really green this night. Whoa. Anyway, sorry, I just noticed how green my eyes are this night. So, yeah, let's get started on our Massachusetts tour guide, whatever you guys want to call it. The Hospital Ward House has some rich history behind it. Built in 1784, it is one of the first brick homes built in Salem. A noted bricklayer and woodworker at the time, Samuel McIntyre, did all of the house interior work, including an original staircase that remains in the oldest surviving work. Since 2015, the Hospital Ward House has been served as a hotel. But before that, in 1983, it was added with the Salem's downtown district, and prior to that in 1987. It was listed with the National Register of Historic Places. Some regarded was that this residence that during a visit to Salem in 1789, George Washington specifically requested to stay in a home. Operating as a tavern during the 19th century, it was built on the same individual involved with the trials. Sheriff Corwin is famous for the involvement in the Salem witch trials, and that is the main reason for it being haunted. This man was beyond sadistic. Be warned, the methods he used are not for the faint of heart, and should stand to serve as a reminder on just how good we have it compared to the infamous witch trials. Because back then, women really had no rights at all. And if you haven't watched my previous videos, and if you were accused of being a witch or even whatever, you would either be executed on the spot or tried to see if you really were a witch. The Hospital Ward House gets its namesake after its owner, John Ward, a very successful merchant during the Given time period. When Mr. Ward served as that of an apartment building of sorts, housing many of those accused of witchcraft during the Salem witch trials. It is here where the residents get its haunted connections, not only due to the fact that Hospital Ward was built upon the very same ground that Sarah Corwin once lived, but also because of the horrific things that he did to the tenants there. Sarah Corwin would often interrogate an accused at the hospital ward house. With his nearly unmentionable method of interrogation involved Sarah Corwin tying the neck to the victim to their ankles tightly with a rope until blood gushes out of their noses. Not only would he use the hospital ward house for his interrogations, but it also rumored that he used the basement in his own home for torturing and victimizing the accused. Whether there were truly witches or not, his methods were so severe that they would often pledge their allegiance to Satan just to end the horrific punishment. Of course, shortly thereafter, there were unusually executed for doing so. And if you guys see anything over in this area, please let me know, because it could be the reflection on the light up there from the light on my desk, but I really think I keep seeing something over there. Totally unfair circumstances not only serve to show how far we've come since the terrible times in our young nation, and our young nation's often embarrassing history. It needs to be mentioned, however, that these practices were completely legal and legitimate during these times. With all the torture done at the hands of Sarah also known as the Strangler, Corwin, within the walls of the Knoxville ward house, it stands to reason that many of the spirits allegedly haunting the place are victims of Corwin. Giles Corey was one of the 19 victims executed during the Salem witch trials. While most of the others were hanged, Mr. Corey was crushed to death with the large rocks by none other than the Sarah Corwin himself, and Giles said he regularly haunt the ward residents. If things don't send so up and down your spine, there have been multiple witnesses who have claimed that Tucker ward house. There have been claimed that they have been strangled by an unseen pair of hands while visiting the Tucker ward house. Equally as strange are the reports of warm, half-melted candle wax presented in rooms where no candles are supposed to be. Perhaps the most terrifying of all encounters are that of the sudden and unexplained scratches and burns appearing on their arms. And what may be the bittersweet revenge of all the heinous acts that Sarah George Corwin committed, if reports of being strangled by an unseen entity are to be believed, then it sounds that if the strangler has been cursed to forever wander the very halls he used to patrol in search of his next victim. If there is anything said to me in the aftermath of the ridiculous days of law enforcement, it is that we have been pretty good. The next time you have a negative thought towards our current police force, let's take a pause and think back to the Salem days and what those poor souls had to endure. Granted, there are certainly good and bad cops out there. They all, after all, only human. But you'd be hard presented to find that the diabolical as Sarah Corwin, this certificable lunatic, had no place upholding the law. And rumor that he got his prescription through the courtesan, one had to wonder why his methods were considered legal in the first place. For as long as they were. Was that movie? Sorry, I'm distracted. I swear there's something behind me. I just don't know. In any event, he would undoubtedly continue to be remembered for all time, nothing more than a murderer who served only to abuse his given power. And interestingly, the witch house was sent to be disembolished in 1944 to make way for a widening of the street. Locals, however, banded together and put a stop to it by raising $42,000 required to move the house back a mere 35 feet where it currently sits. After two architects restored the residence of it to its original 17th century splendor, the witch house was handed over to the city of Salem, at that point becoming the museum that is functioning today. With it being the oldest standing structure of Salem witch trials, no doubt as to why this house is visited by many on a yearly basis, most notably around Halloween. It has the perfect recipe for what makes a traditional haunted house. It is so popular and well known as being haunted. In fact, this was featured on the television hit series Ghosts Adventures. And I have seen it, and if I remember correctly, I think they came in contact with Corwin. But I need to watch the episode again to make sure. Okay. Perhaps it is best that the house remains open as a museum, haunted or otherwise, as it stands to serve a reminder in terms on how far we come in as a nation. What was once considered a normal practice in the execution of witches, and the like is laughable today. If ever there was a time period that we can reflect upon to see just how much we have better at ourselves, the Salem witch trials is surely one of them. Sadly, many innocent men, women, and children had to die before we realized the error of our ways. With these strides come as a responsibility for us to ensure that these types of over-vigilant actions do never occur again. If in doubt, one needs to only look to the witch house of Salem in Massachusetts. There, you will find enough evidence of our once brutal ways in a time when the freedom that we have today were unheard of. If you ever feel overwhelmed with the worries, struggles, and anxieties of today's way of life, just simply refer back to the old Salem times. You'll most likely change your mind really quick. Keep you guys for watching my story. Thank you guys for watching my videos and watching my channel. As always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, Haunted and Merle will speak to you later. And until next time, sleep tight.